and welcome finally again to the news that broke glass. I had on my birthday like a week ago, I've still got a balloon, the sweet release of death, and I've also got some new t-shirts, and I've also got this new fucking Eric Ryan t-shirt. Your mama is a snowblower, and on the back, if you can see that, it's fucking Johnny 5 Alive from fucking Short Circuit. So this is from Jonesy's Collectibles, or Jonesy's Collections. Don't think this is available to buy anywhere. Look at that fucking shit. Anyway, there's lots of fucking reviews, lots of shit to talk about as always. On September 3rd, the day before my birthday, me and my fiance went to Leeds, and I went to go and see the RISE Outlaw Cup, and just to say it's amazing being in England, not being in Scotland. You don't need to wear masks to go in shops, there's like no social distancing, you can even drink on the fucking train. But anyway, the RISE Outlaw Cup, the building at Eager Studios in Leeds was like 10 minutes, maybe a 5-minute drive from the hotel. The beer was pretty cheap, they had Brewdog IPAs and stuff, the building was great. It was just, oh, it was such a good experience to just actually go and see live fucking wrestling, deathmatch wrestling in the UK. It was amazing. Got to meet Big fucking Joe, got to meet Darko, got to meet Lou Nixon, got to meet everybody that was in the tournament, got some t-shirts. I'll just go through these now. Just say that the building, just because the ring's there, it's very, very small. It's going to be ridiculous for games of death when they pack everybody in. I got this RISE t-shirt, I think it was like £4 or something. Pretty fucking good. Deathmatch Outlaws were there. Shout out to Danny Douglas for getting me this fucking t-shirt as well. Fucking somebody even recognised me, which was very strange and interesting for this Deathmatch Outlaws t-shirt. You can buy that on their fucking website. I also got one of the ring turnbuckle pads signed by the 4 guys in the tournament. I bought that online after the event, so I'm waiting on that being shipped by Deathmatch Outlaws. And I also got this from Big fucking Joe, and these skins, Deathmatch skins, and they got these fucking cool little tickets. Look at these. Nice little ticket stubs. So hopefully they do them for Games of Death. Where are we? This is a Pro Grass Big Joe fucking wrestling t-shirt, which is pretty fucking cool. And also for my birthday, as you'll notice, he's wearing the No Holds Barred hat. I have also got a Chucky doll, which is pretty fucking cool, with his little knife covered in blood, and he speaks. I don't have any problems. Good times. Shut up, Chucky. Anyway, oh fuck. Oh, Chucky's falling over, oh no. Oh, Chucky. Stand up, Chucky. Jesus Christ. I've been trying to move him around the house to scare my fucking girlfriend as well. She did buy him for me, and I'm not allowed to keep him in the bedroom in case we get too scared, but he wears the No Holds Barred hat because he's a big fan of ICW No Holds Barred. But anyway, RISE Outlaw Cup. Kick-off match, I think it was Boy 1 was against Joe Wade. Just very, very good match. Crisp, high-flying, technical wrestling stuff. We got HD Drake was against Jack Landers. That was another good fucking match. Rory Coyle was in. This is not in order, by the way. This is like 2 weeks ago, and I didn't take any notes, so I was too busy watching fucking action. I could have got like a picture in the ring with all the guys, but I was busy fanning about, talking to people and drinking and stuff. I didn't even really take that many videos. There's a little video on the website of Darko putting Big Joe through a bit of glass. I don't want to be sitting filming every fucking thing. I just want to take some pictures and a couple of videos, that was it. Anyway, Rory Coyle was against the guy beat Rory Coyle for the hardcore title. Then Shreddy and Coyle attacked him after the bell, and Coyle got his hardcore title back. There was 4 women, there was 2 women's matches. It was Lizzie Evo was against Amaria. Oh, what was her name? Liz Evo. No, Gia Adams was against the blonde-haired woman. And then Amara was against Lizzie Evo. But Gia Adams attacked Amara. And then Lizzie Evo beat Amara. And then it turned into a tag team match with Gia Evans and Lizzie Evo against Amara, another blonde-haired woman who is, no disrespect, I just genuinely do not remember what her name was. There's literally nothing online for this. It's barely even got a cage match profile, which is pissed me off. Anyway, into the real fucking tournament. We had first round match, which is just fuckery light tubes, which was Lou Nixon against Michael Caden. There was a sort of barbed wire net thing, light tubes on it, and Caden got slammed through that. Decent match, slammed through doors. It was just so good to just light tubes in person, and oh, it was fucking awesome. And then probably my favourite match of the entire tournament was Darko against Big fucking Joe. A picture of Darko's back. This match was fucking awesome. There was like shopping carts and light tubes. The clip that I put on YouTube, Darko went to powerbomb Big Joe through a big sheet of glass. Didn't break, then he gave him a Death Valley driver, and the pane of glass was sort of facing into the crowd where we were all standing. Everybody got pelted with fucking glass. It was fucking awesome. My girlfriend was fucking hiding in the toilets, and there was that much glass that it went underneath the fucking toilet door. So yeah, it was fucking great, and we got the main event refed by Iceman. Really good to fucking see Iceman. I was going to get an Iceman t-shirt, but there was pissing about, and by the time everything finished, I think we were one of some of the last people there when the show ended, because they cleared the ring. We were waiting to get a taxi back, and we're drinking and chatting to people, and the floor was just strewn with fucking glass, as I'll show you here. I'll probably just put a little fucking montage of like clips, pictures that I took after the show. Main event, first ever in the UK 200 light tube deathmatch. The guys put the ring together really, really well. Deathmatch Outlaws guys were great all fucking night. Big Lou beat Darko. I was shocked. I thought Big fucking Joe was going to win this, but I think that Big fucking Joe might win Games of Death. Darko, Big Lou, 200 light tubes was fucking awesome. It was fucking sick. There was fucking blood everywhere, glass everywhere, and great show. Lou Nixon wins. He's your first Outlaw Cup champion. Pictures of the trophy. Trophy's fucking cool. Met Big Lou outside. There'll be a picture of me meeting him somewhere. It was on my girlfriend's fucking phone, and I kind of just looked fat and drunk, and cats annoying me. But it was fucking 10 out of 10. Great show, great people, great atmosphere, great wrestling, great deathmatch wrestling, covered in glass, drunk, awesome. What a fucking awesome little venue. And there was a big cart outside to get all the deathmatch weapons. I only managed to bring down a couple of packs of skewers because I didn't have my car. But when we are down, me and my friend are coming down for Games of Death, I'll be packing a car full of glass and tubes and all sorts of shit. So thank you to Daniel Docherty and just Big Joe and everybody involved, because it was a fucking great show. And I shall be back. I don't just want to go to the deathmatch tournaments, I want to go to several RISE shows a year. It's only in fucking Leeds. It's fucking Leeds is about 3 hours away from here. It's not that long on the train, you know what I mean? Where's your good name? Oh, Nellie's come up to see. She was annoyed she missed out on all the fucking deathmatch action. I had to get my friend to look after her. Anyway, during this weekend while I was away for my birthday watching the RISE Outlaw Cup, there was like 4 or 5 or 6 or 700 GCW shows all in a row. So I will go through them. Jesus Christ, I didn't watch them all. I did watch these when I came back. And I would have done this video sooner, but when I got back on the Monday pretty much, from being away that weekend, I came back the Saturday from Leeds. I had the Sunday to be hungover in bed, and the Monday I watched these shows, and Tuesday I was back at work for like fucking 7 days of like full on shifts. Anyway, so we had GCW versus Horror Slam. This is from the Knights of Columbus Hall in Detroit, Michigan. I like the little venue, it was pretty good. Alright, don't burst the balloons, you'll get a fright. There were so many matches on this show. This is the first show that I watched. This was on the 1st of September. So first of all, we got Jason Hotch beats AJ Gray. I remember nothing of that match, I'm honest to say. This was like a week ago. We had a 4-way. Sam Beale defeats Kyle Coleman, Rick Cardona and Soho. Do not remember much of that match. Gregory Irons defeats Josh Raymond. I think Josh Raymond was former Josh Abercrombie. That match was alright. Gregory Irons always entertaining. Always good to see him. Then we had a Horror Slam undeniable title 6-man scramble. There's always fucking scrambles at these shows, Jesus Christ. Kyle Barnett won. I think he sort of came in and snuck a little victory. I'm going to get fucking cat hair over me because of you, Nellie. He defeats Ace Austin from TNA, Satu Jin, Sean Lawhorn, Atlas Hightower, Dustin Dream, and I think that was everybody he defeated. I mean, a lot of these matches were alright. I was just kind of had them on the background and I was quite hungover. Still hungover. This is the first show I watched them all in a row. Stop scratching me. Then we got an awesome match. We got Trey Miguel against Tony Deppen for the Horror Slam heavyweight title match. That was fucking good. I'm very angry Tony Deppen didn't win. So many false finishes. So many false finishes. Tony Deppen is fucking phenomenal. And Trey Miguel's pretty good too, but he ain't Tony Deppen. Then we got Brutus Atwell defeats Hollywood Ocho. I'm going to be 100% honest. I was expecting more blood and violence, and I pretty much skipped that match. Jimmy Lloyd defeats Briar Wellington. I think Briar Wellington owns Horror Slam Wrestling. That match was pretty short. Jimmy Lloyd came down. Then I think it's Ron McDonald, who is a guy I'm not familiar with, who basically just dresses up as Ron McDonald the Clown, came in and attacked Jimmy Lloyd, I think. And then Jimmy Lloyd said, right, after intermission, blah blah blah, we're going to fight Ron McDonald, which was genuinely, this match, the next match they had, Jimmy Lloyd against Ron McDonald, was probably the best match of like the entire show. He gave him like a fucking razor's edge fucking powerbomb from a pane of glass to the outside, smacking him with light bulbs, powerbombed him to a table covered in light bulbs, hit him with a weed whacker. Just Jimmy Lloyd fucking destroyed him, and that Ron McDonald guy took so many fucking disgusting bumps. And Ron McDonald took so many disgusting bumps, like he was fucking off his, he just sold his ass off. It was just so cool looking to see him, a man with Ron McDonald taking all these fucking sick bumps and selling so fucking well. And then after the match, I think Jimmy Lloyd went to shake his hand and he blasted Jimmy Lloyd with light tubes. So I was like, yeah, I really want to see him again. He was really fucking good. What was the next match? We had Boosie, and they were going to be against Jody Threat, Malcolm Monroe, and Alex Weir. I'm not really familiar with. I'm familiar with Jody Threat, but not the other guys. Boosie were like, right, is this going to be 3-on-2? Blah blah blah. And then they brought out Nick Gage. So Nick Gage came out, so it was Boosie and Nick Gage against these three people, and it was just crowd brawling, marching around the ring, 3-on-3. Gage wins. I think somebody nearly got fucking dropped on their head at some point on the outside. Match was decent though, I enjoyed it. Nick Gage, it's strange, I think the way I read the lineup for this in one of the last shows I was doing was Nick Gage was maybe against somebody else. I think the card got swapped around, but there was like fucking 400 matches on this show. Anyway, the next match we got two Horror Slam originals. People, the guys in the commentary were saying these are sort of Horror Slams, Mount Rushmore type people, as Chuck Stein beat Jeff King in a fucking death match, which is cool. Just beating the shit out of each other really. There was a bit where Chuck Stein had two gusset plates stuck in the side of his head, he's got a big Mohican, that looked fucking cool. So annoyed Jeff King didn't win. Jeff King's actually coming back. He made his return to Horror Slam, he's going to be making his return to ICW Notes Bar as well soon. So fuck yeah, I love Jeff King. Then the main event, second best match of the night, Horror Slam Death Match, three-way dance. Eric fucking Ryan, John Wayne Murdoch, and Tommy Vendetta, who is also coming to ICW Notes Bar at the Pit 4. This was an awesome three-way. You've got John Wayne Murdoch and Eric fucking Ryan, who's got this fucking sick shirt. The American Deathmatch champion, the king of the Deathmatch, is Tommy Vendetta. Awesome fucking match, really good match, and Tommy Vendetta lost his fucking title to John Wayne Murdoch, and I would say it was a decent show. I would watch the main event, Chuck Stein, Jeff King, and the Ron McDonald, Jimmy Lloyd thing. I'd probably skip most of the rest of it. I would also say that I didn't watch this live, I watched it on Fighting, like a catch-up, like a replay, and it was very, very like jittery and fucking buffery, like to start when like the commentators like sound like they're in like a tin can, and it was like sort of freezing, and I mean it was a replay, like I don't fucking get that, you know, I did pay like fucking 10 quid for it or something. Anyway, who cares, on to the next show. This was GCW's Guilty Conscience. This was more or less 4-4-0 against GCW, against MDK in a series of matches. Same venue as last night, Knights of Columbus Hall. This was September 2nd. So this show is alright as well. We got Scramble, obviously, it's GCW. GCW has a Scramble 24/7. So with Tony Deppin, fantastic. ASF, Gringo Local, Jordan Oliver, motherfucking Rhino, the fucking man beast, the big fucking effing machine, Rhino, and Starboy Charlie. This match was alright, and Tony Deppin won, so fuck yeah. Then we got Ali Catch against Cole Radrick. Decent match. I'm sure I've seen them wrestle previously in GCW, but this match was okay. Ali Catch won. Then we got Jimmy Lloyd against Nick Wayne, who's the young 16-year-old guy. This was the only match not announced because G Raver came down, attacked Jimmy Lloyd. He had a Bible. He was eating pages of a Bible. Obviously to set up the match the next night for 2 Cups Stuffed with the end death match that they had. I mean, at least Nick Wayne got a little shot. I mean, there was only about 2-3 minutes. We got a death match, Alex Cologne against Ricky Shane Page. Alex Cologne has now got stuff in Deathmatch Worldwide, by the way, so fucking buy that shit. I have not put an order in yet because I'm waiting on more t-shirts coming in before I buy more t-shirts. Because I buy too many fucking t-shirts. I am going to eventually, probably at some point in the next week, I say this all the time, I'm going to try and stick to like 3 videos a week, or 3-4 videos every couple of weeks, or something like that. I'm going to do an updated t-shirt collection, because I can't even fucking fit them in my fucking 6 chest of drawers. There's that many of them now. So I'll be buying more Alex Colon t-shirts. But anyway, who cares? Him against Ricky Shane Page. This was good because Ricky Shane Page kept destroying the deathmatch weapons. He threw a fucking chair through the pane of glass, smashed the light bulbs outside and everything. It was great. Great heel work, you know? Great heel work. Who's a little fat cat? She's a beautiful little pussy cat, aren't you, Nellie? You thought it was funny, weren't you? When Ricky Shane Page was destroying the deathmatch weapons, you should judge. Don't scratch me. And I thought that match was entertaining. Alex Colon wins. I think he got RSP in like his sort of camel clutch thing, and RSP just went and then rolled at the ring. It was quite funny. They lost the match, but he didn't really get beat, if that makes sense. I thought it was decent. Then the second gear crew, Matthew Justice and Mance Warner. This was a tag team title match against 440, Kogar, Prince of the Death, and Eric motherfucking Ryan, King of the Death. This match was okay. I expected a bit better. I was expecting it to be a fucking bloodbath. There was a lot of crowd brawling and things like that. It's interesting. 440 lost. Annoying. I think 440 pretty much lost every match apart from the main event. Then we got the motherfucking Bev, who's probably my favourite member of 440. I really want to get his XPW t-shirt. He was against AJ Gray. They used lots of light tubes, lots of fucking weapons. They're both fucking bleeding. I'm sure AJ Gray cut his fucking hand at one point. It was out the ring. They were kind of stalling for a little while, but that match was good. AJ Gray wins, I think, with a lariat, and I was like, ugh. I'd rather the Bev one. I mean, I would have thought that if moi was to book the show, the show before the sort of War Games thing, or a couple of days before the War Games, I would have 440 beat all of MDK, and then have MDK get the big win back at War Games. But what do I know about wrestling? You know, I've only been watching it fucking 24, 25 years or something. Anyway, next match we got Effie against Eddie Only. This was really, really funny. Eddie Only had his arse out. He was wearing a thong. He's Eddie Only. It's fucking great. Effie wins. And then we got the main event. Gregory Iron against Nick Gage. And this was just Gregory Iron getting the shit kicked out of him. He was bleeding like a stuck pig. A crimson mask. He was bleeding buckets. And it was really, really good. He was just getting the shit beat out of him, shit beat out of him, shit beat out of him. But the ending of also was really, really good. 440 ran down, they hold Nick Gage's legs down, they sort of throw Gregory Iron on top of them, and 440 lose every match, aside from Gregory Iron beat Nick Gage in the main event. So maybe that'll come back at some point. Decent show of the Detroit shows. They're obviously pushing these kind of shows as like smaller shows compared to War Games and 2 cup stuff, 3 cup stuff, not 2 cup stuff. Jesus Christ, so many shows in my brain. But it was decent. It was decent. Now on to Black Label Pro, GCW's 3 cup stuff. This was in Hoffman Estates, Illinois, at the Grand Sports Arena. And Art of War Games was meant to be somewhere else, and it moved back to the Grand Sports Arena. And I think there was double the crowd for Art of War Games. Anyway, we had a scramble match, of course, to start off the show. Who's a good cat? Yes, you are. Jordan Oliver beats Billy Starks, Marcus Mathers, good to see him. Mike Jackson, Nick Wayne, Starboy Charlie. Decent match, decent opener. About 15 minutes, not bad at all. Then we got a really, really good match, I thought. Tom Lawler beat Alex Shelley for the Black Label Pro Midwest title. Really good to see fucking Alex Shelley, he's a fucking legend. Tom Lawler as well. The title changed because Alex Shelley was the champion. Then we got a match which was good, but at times quite scary. Aries and Gringo Loco beat Dragon Bane and El Hijo del Canis Lupus. Defeated Juventud Guerrera and Ninja Mac. And defeated ASF and Laredo Kid. There was lots of flips and lots of dives and lots of lucha stuff, and it was all very, very good and everything. But Juventud Guerrera spent a lot of the time like outside the ring. This is before the injury thing happened. A lot of it outside the ring. There's a lot of people outside the ring waiting for people to do their shit and then running back in the ring. I don't mind that. I don't mind people getting their shit in, but at least like stand in the apron. They're just like standing outside the ring waiting. And Juventud Guerrera went to like do a flip outside. He was meant to fucking fight Super Crazy on the next show, Art of War Games, and he got injured and Super Crazy wasn't there. So it's one of the big things that they're showing on Fight when you look at the replay. Super Crazy against Juventud Guerrera, and they both weren't there. Anyway, Juventud Guerrera went to like do like a flip to the outside, but he stopped, and then he kind of regained himself, flipped to the outside, and everybody kind of missed him. I think it was he mistimed it, they mistimed it, and he fell and fucked his leg. And for the rest of the match, he was like sitting on a chair, holding his leg, and then he kind of limped away, and he was away. But who won the match again? It was okay, it was just a bit dated. It just seemed Aries and Gringo Loco won, and all the guys were in the ring raising their hands and everything. But I feel a bit bad for Jun Guerrero because he totally fucked his leg. He's always said something, always sort of ended up happening. Like, I could tell that, like, I don't know, it was a strange, weird match. Everybody else seemed alright, everybody else seemed fine. Wasn't very botchy or anything, but just felt really bad for Jun Guerrero, and it just, I don't know, just the match didn't really click with me. Then we got Too Cold Scorpio defeated Stallion Rogers. That was good. It's Too Cold Scorpio dancing down to Juggle Boogie. Stallion Rogers is a guy I don't think I've seen very much of. Was alright. I enjoyed him. And I can't remember, but Too Cold Scorpio did a big fucking flipping senton thing onto him, and that looked fucking sick. Then we got the Black Label Pro Heavyweight title as Jake Something defeated Effie. I cannot tell you much about this match because I believe I was getting drinks or I was doing something where I missed that match. Then we get to the second main event of the show. I believe at some point during the show earlier on, all of 440 came out with... That's my pen. Put that down. That's my pen. All 440 came out with their very, very snazzy Chicago red, blue 440 shirts. But anyway, they came down and he basically said, Nicky, I'm going to put your dick in the dirt, blah blah blah. He had a very swanky gold jacket on, so did RSP. Anyway, and during this match we had a very strange 8-man tag. We had Nick Gage and the Second Gear Crew, AJ Gray, Manson, Justice against the Powers of Fucking Pain, Warlord and Barbarian, and Warhausen, which is Danhausen and Warhorse. Very good to see Danhausen. I really like Danhausen's character. He's a really, really entertaining, interesting guy. I don't really get to see him wrestle very often because a lot of the companies I watch he's never in, so it's interesting to see him in this. This match was alright. It was just the fucking Powers of Pain. What the fuck's going on? There was a lot of bits where like the Powers of Pain were like outside, Nick Gage was holding them, and they were like being slapped and chopped by the audience and stuff. Very strange. Decent match. Nick Gage. It went to a no contest. That's the only thing I will say. Because 440 ran down, attacked Nick Gage and Second Gear Crew with chairs. And it just kind of ended in a decent fashion. But I mean, it gets out of Powers of Pain jobbing, I guess, or Nick Gage jobbing or whatever. But it was just a spectacle to see all these different people in the ring. You know what I mean? Powers of Pain and Nick Gage and Danhausen and everything. Anyway, and then we move on to the main event, which was Deathmatch. Jimmy Lloyd against G Raver at the end. There was lots of sick bumps through glass, light tube battles, fucking... Jesus Christ, it was just a sort of culmination of all their matches they've had before through glass and barbed wire and light tubes, and just it was really, really good. It went really, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's my favourite match of the entire night. That's because I'm a Deathmatch fan. Then towards the end of the night, I believe it was Jimmy Lloyd went backstage, brought out a ladder with light tubes taped to the top of it, the exact thing it took up stuff which fucked G Raver's arm, and put him on the shelf for like fucking 18 months. Give me that pen, give me that pen. Give me that. But they managed to do the spot again, and it went perfectly with the sort of brainbuster thing on the ladder. And however, G Raver did fucking beat Jimmy Lloyd in the end, and that is the end of this rivalry. I felt kind of bad. I kind of thought Jimmy Lloyd was going to win because he's been kind of getting, not losing every match, but he's kind of been getting beaten by G Raver like an awful lot. He seems to be always in the losing end of this rivalry. But I guess G Raver gets his redemption against Jimmy Lloyd. But I would recommend watching both the semi and the main event and the Too Cold Scorpio match. And watch the Super Lucha match if you want to. I just thought there was just bits of it that was kind of a bit cringeworthy. Especially with Juventude's injury. So hopefully he's alright. And then, my Christ, we move on to the Art of Motherfucking War Games. This is the same Hoffman Estates. And according to Cage Match, supposedly GCW they're saying it's about 2,000 people. According to Cage Match, it was 1,450 people, so who knows. So first match we got Johnny Kai against Billy Starks, two young ladies wrestling. Probably maybe one of the bigger matches they've been in. I mean, I know Billy Starks was at Spring Break, but I think this is probably a bigger crowd. Billy Starks wins, match was decent. Kai got her busted open, her nose or her mouth or something earlier, it was alright. Then we got my boy Tony Deppen against Ali Catch, basically just called her a cunt and said she can't wrestle and she's an arsehole and all this stuff in the mic beforehand. They had a really, really good match. Tony Deppen wins, but Ron Funches who is a comedian, and he's on commentary quite often with Kevin Gill. He's got like a sort of weed smoking podcast or whatever. He was in the crowd and Tony Deppen was saying that he was talking shit about him online, so come to the ring. Ron Funches came to the ring and Tony Deppen slapped him, Ron Funches attacked him, and then I think it was on like the Late Late Show with like James Corden or something, Ron Funches was basically saying that at GCW's next show, The Highest in the Room, which is this Friday, it's going to be Tony Deppen against Ron Funches, who's a comedian, and somebody said to me that he was in Suicide Squad doing the voice of the fucking shark or something, the new Suicide Squad. So I don't fucking know, but I mean, Tony Deppen being spoke about in the Late Late Show. I fucking hate James Corden, but what the fuck is going on in the world of wrestling? Like, wrestling is, in the past fucking year or two, just wrestling in general is just fucking went so fucking crazy. Not WWE though, obviously. Then we had a match that I thought was sloppy as fuck. I think a lot of people were trying to do a bit too much. There was a milk crate challenge thing, so they got thrown through that. ASF, I think, got launched into the crowd, which is a cool spot by Shane Mercer. There was a fucking massive sort of sunset flip powerbomb from Ninja Mac to Dante Leon into the ring. There were some really, really good spots, but a lot of it was just quite sloppy. And it was, for me, I was like, oh Jesus Christ, I thought somebody was going to get like seriously hurt, but everyone was alright. Ninja Mac wins in the end. It was Dante Leon, Jack Landers, Jordan Oliver, Nick Wayne, Shane Mercer and Yoya. Match went 20 minutes. 2-ring ladder scramble fuckfest. It was sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon. It was interesting. It was really, really good to have Dave Prazak on commentary. I love having him on commentary. Have him on commentary for every show, please. I like Kevin Gill, but Prazak's 100 times better. Prazak, just have Prazak and Joey Janela. Unless Joey's wrestling, you know what I mean? Then, after that match, we had the War Games match. AJ Gray, Cologne, FA, Mance, Justice and Nick Gage against 440, Atticus, Bobby Beverly, Eddie Only, Eric Ryan and Ricky Shane Page. What a fucking match. Very, very violent. Lots of fucking light tube bundles. A fucking Alex Colon Spanish flied Atticus Cogar from the top. Atticus Cogar was beating everybody in the head with chairs. Fucking Eric Ryan had a huge light bulb bundle blasted over his head. They were fucking fighting in the cage and out the cage, and it was, oh my god, it was awesome. It was really, really fucking good. Match went like fucking over half an hour. RSP was the last one to get in, I think, and he was thrown. There was a bit where Atticus Cogar gave Cologne like a kryptonite crunch to the outside through a pane of glass. It was awesome, and in the end, Ricky Shane Page got his comeuppance. Mance and Justice threw him off the scaffold thing into the cage for like a board with a pane of glass with light tubes, smashed right through it. Then Nick Gage fucking wins. The title, it was fucking ridiculous. It was crazy. It was everything I wanted it to be, and it made up for the last match being so bad, I think. Which it wasn't bad. It was just, I just felt like they were rushing a bit too much. All the younger guys were rushing a bit too much. But it was really, really good to see everybody just bleeding and beating the shit out of each other, and the Bev and Eddie Only, and it was great. I don't want to say too much more about it. Said about some of the big spots, but really, really go out your way and fucking watch it, because it was a really, really well done War Games match, and the sort of culmination of a storyline ending. Then Matt Cardona came out with his world title, a spinner belt, and defeated Frank the Clown in about 10 seconds. Then G Raver came out with his druidy people and said something to Matt Cardona and said blah 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 blah. He left the ring, and then one of the druids was John fucking Moxley. Basically this was still an open challenge thing for Matt Cardona, and John Moxley put some light tubes down, gave him this big fucking DDT into the light tubes, and John Moxley pinned and defeated Matt Cardona for the GCW World title. So John Moxley is now the new GCW World fucking Heavyweight Champion, and he should have brought his belt out all out. He was wearing a GCW hoodie, fair enough, that's very good press for GCW. All the crowd was chanting GCW all out. He should have had his fucking world title belt. He should have had his title belt. Fair enough, all wearing a hoodie, but he should have had his belt. Anyway, that was crazy. I think Gage came back out and challenged John Moxley on October 9th. GCW presents Fight Club. which is going to be in Atlantic City at the fucking Showboat, and it's going to be Jon Moxley against Nick fucking Gage. So that was motherfucking War Games. It was awesome. I mean, Matt Cardona, Jon Moxley's the new champion, Nick Gage, RSP. Storyline's now done, I think. Atticus Cogar even cut a promo afterwards, basically saying that he was had his hands and he said, I don't want to be ungrateful and everything, and you really helped me, and he's like, I'm doing this for me, and he was basically saying that, like, if you can't beat Nick Gage, that's on you, and I'm doing things for myself from now on in GCW. Basically saying that he's not really going to be following Ricky Shane Page's lead in GCW anymore. Like I assume elsewhere where 440 are affiliated, such as H2O and things like that. But anyway, that was GCW's weekend in September. It was fucking awesome. All the crowds are fucking pretty much packed and sold out. They were all fucking hot. We got some fucking great matches. We got that fucking War Games match. Probably the best match of the entire weekend. It was awesome. Jon Moxley fucking winning the world title. All these death matches. Ron McDonald fucking... The End death match, it was fucking good. Rhino, fucking the Bev and AJ Gray. There's so much good shit. There was still a lot of stuff that I could complain about and be a sad fucking mark and moan. But I like GCW. I want everything to be amazing. I want deathmatch wrestling to keep succeeding and progressing as it has been. So that was that, and we will finally move on to my last review of this episode, which was No Peace Underground's Gauntlet of Death 3 at the Soundbar on September the 11th. So, I sat up late, Saturday night just passed, and sat up and I was like, I got home from work and I was like, right, go to bed, busy day tomorrow, started early on the Sunday, and I was like, no, you know what, I'm going to sit up and watch Games of Death 3, because usually on IWTV it takes a couple of days to get the replays up and stuff, and I was like, right, I'll sit and watch this. Card looks sick. Love No Peace Underground, but like, my fucking Jesus Christ, the stream was awful. It would cut off like every 5 fucking seconds. It would be really, really jittery. I'm not the only person to complain about it. It was like really, really bad, really glitchy. It would keep replaying audio and keep replaying the same clip, and the audio was out of sync and everything. And I kept turning it off, turning it back on, turning it off, turning it back on. Like, I really, really wanted to watch fucking NDC against Paro and the fucking Gauntlet of Death main event and everything. But it was just fucking unwatchable, so I had to wait until yesterday to fucking watch it. But hey ho, these things happen. I was pissed off at the time. These things happen, but what are you gonna do? Anyway, show was fucking great. First match we had Kita against Ty Hill. This match was decent. I didn't think they were gonna really break out many light tube spots and stuff. They were beating the cats, fucking running around going crazy as always. Beating the shit out of each other for ages. Match was really good. Went about 10 minutes. Ty Hill, I think No, I'm thinking of a different match. Ty Hill kind of like, there was, Kita put light tubes on a door and then threw another door to Ty Hill, so he was kind of sandwiched between the two doors. And then, Kita put the light tubes on it, then he got sandwiched, and then Ty Hill ran off the stage with big double knees into the door, into him, into the light tubes at the other door. And he won. It was decent, very good opener. So happy to be back at the Soundbar. Then the next match was the motherfucking title match. But Pyro came at the start, threw the old belt down, and there's a new, beautiful No Peace Underground title, which I really, really want to get. I still really want that fucking ICW No Holds Barred Deathmatch, American Deathmatch Championship belt, and I want the No Peace Underground title belt. How is one to get these belts, you know? Anyway, the new belt looks beautiful. Neil Diamond Cutter came out and basically said, right, let's fucking do this. They had a fucking great death match. There's fucking Paro's did a wife beater back. Neil did a fucking sent on with the light tubes off the stage onto Paro on the floor. Paro was fucking choke slamming him and beating the fuck out of him. Light tubes and fucking sheets of glass and doors and everything. And the final spot, Paro choke slammed Neil Diamond Cutter off the stage, threw a pane of glass and light tubes onto like a barbed wire net thing underneath. Neil Diamond Cutter tried to get up to the count of 10, but he couldn't, and he was down. At least Paro didn't pin him. He couldn't pin him. He got to the count of 10. And after the match, Paro and Neil Diamond Cutter shook hands. And apparently Neil Diamond Cutter's off to see a film with Sawyer Wreck, so good for them. Next match, we got Jimmy Lloyd against Kevin Giza. Really, really good to see fucking Kevin Giza. Hopefully we'll get to see him in ICW No Holds Barred very soon as well. Jimmy Lloyd is beating the shit of each other. There was lots of light tubes. There was like a Canadian destroyer through a pane of glass. There was just so many bumps. There was like a fucking... Giza's got this thing where he just like sort of splashes on the thing, like usually in the apron. they put this big bundle under like Jimmy Lloyd's head, like a massive big bundle, about 15 light tubes, jumped off a ladder and just landed straight on the stage, chest first into all the tubes, and Jimmy moved. And Jimmy gave him a fucking razor's edge from the stage onto light tubes through 2 doors on the bottom of the soundbar floor. Fucking hell, Jimmy Lloyd wins that match. Kevin Giesel looked fucking awesome. Then we got probably one of my favourite matches, because I like almost everybody who's in this. Well, everybody actually. I've just not seen a lot of Chelsea Dunn or Kelsey Reagan, but we got Casey Cattell, Chelsea Dunn, Kelsey Reagan, Kennedy Copeland, and motherfucking Sawyer Wreck in a 5-way no-ring death match. All ladies, all light tubes. Casey Cattell came out to Mariah Carey, which was quite funny with Brandon Kirk, and then they all destroyed her with light tubes. This was just a big massive fucking brawl between everybody. They're fighting near the fucking bar. People were pouring water in each other's faces and hitting each other with light tubes and going through doors and tables and everything. But at the end of the match, there was a bit where all 4 of the ladies just blasted Casey Cattell with light tubes. Brandon Kirk came out, gave Sawyer Wreck a fucking short arm clothesline, and Casey Cattell wins. Beat everybody else, and Brandon Kirk was like, fuck you. So that was fucking interesting. Then what did we have? We had a very short match. Oh dear me, where are we going? Very short match between Wolf Taylor against Wild West Cedrist, whatever his name is. 2-minute match. Wolf Taylor beat the fuck out of him. I don't remember much of this match. I just remember it just being it came out of nowhere. I was kind of skipping through like the minute a match finished. I was trying to skip through the next match. And I just kind of missed it, and then they were just in the ring. So I don't know why they were there. I think they were saying that he came out and challenged Sawyer Wreck or something. I don't fucking know. Who knows? Then we got a fucking disgusting match. AJ Gray beat Mickey Knuckles. They were beating the shit out of each other. Just so many stiff fucking light tube shots. Just headbutts, forearms, and beating the shit out of each other, man. Those two kicked. It was really, really good. Really highly entertaining. Mickey Knuckles just crimson mask all the time. So was AJ Gray. Just the ring and the floor and everything was just covered in fucking glass. Finished with lots and lots of tubes put on a door in between 2 chairs. Pile driver from AJ Gray, and he wins the match. Really good though. What's your rematch between these two? Then we got our gauntlet match, where let me see who wins this match. I believe it was Jason Gorey and somebody I've not seen before were the first two. There was like a big dive off the balcony with a chair, and Jason Gorey ended up winning. He had like a sort of meat hook, and he put it on the guy's face. I can't remember what the guy's name was. Anyway, he sort of choked him out with this meat hook thing. The match is pretty good. I say the match, like the opening part of the gauntlet was pretty good. Jason Gorey advanced. DMC, that's his name, DMC. I'd never seen him before. Then the next person out, I believe, was Remington Roar. He had a machete against a meat hook. Remington Roar beats Jason Gorey to advance. Then we got Randy West and Remington Roar. These two beat the fuck out of each other as well. Really good to see Randy West. There's a spot where everybody's moaning about it online. Remington Roar sort of gave him like a sort of implant driver onto this door that looked like her head off the stage. But she was fine afterwards. The referee never called her off. She never got taken away or anything. Just a nasty bump, just a sort of mistake. I mean, I think her head went a bit too far forward, but she was alright. She continued wrestling. Then I believe, did Remington Roar get beaten by... Remington Roar got beaten by Randy West. Then Brandon Kirk came out and started beating the fuck out of Randy West. She was like fucking covered in blood, and obviously she's injured, and that was really good. Then I believe Randy West is beaten by I can't remember how this. There's so many different little crisps and wrinkles and layers to this match. Try and remember it with no notes like I often do because I'm a fucking idiot. Randy West got beaten by Brandon Kirk. Then Bam Sullivan came out. He did his fucking flip off the stage. The two things, Bam Sullivan and Brandon Kirk, beating the shit out of each other. And I believe we had Neil Diamond Cutter and Sawyer Wreck came down to attack Brandon Kirk. So eventually we are going to need to see, because I thought we were going to see this at Annihilation in Texas, but the next show was at Rituals. I thought maybe we were going to see it here, but I assume it'll be the next show. We're probably going to get the Kirks against motherfucking Sawyer Wreck and Neil Diamond Cutter in a tag match, and that'd be fucking awesome because I love all 4 of those people. So that's Brandon Kirk's out, Bam Sullivan's there. There's one mystery final entrant, and it's motherfucking Atticus Cogar. Kogar comes down, he's completely fresh, Bam Sullivan's a bloody mess. He beats the fuck out of him, but they still have a good fucking light tube, a couple of light tube battles, and Bam Sullivan's not going down. There's a sort of double door thing set up on the floor of the soundbar. Akis Kogar skewers him, he gives him the headlock driver and wins. Akis Kogar is your Gauntlet of Death champion, and he has got a #1 contendership against Paro. But the show is not over because Marcus fucking Crane runs down and attacks fucking Akis Kogar and pushes him through, and he goes through the doors to the floor. So Marcus Crane's back, Akis Kogar is the new #1 contender. We're going to get Sawyer Wreck against the Kirks, Neil Diamond Cutter and Sawyer Wreck against the Kirks. So much fucking shit. Good fucking show, aside from all the glitchy bullshit. Awesome. One of the probably the bloodiest, most glass-filled shows I've ever seen from No Peace Underground, and I fucking loved it. Now, my god, that is the end of the fucking reviews. Jesus Christ. Now we move on to GCW news. As I've said, John Mox is the new champion. We've got Fight Club on October 9th, and the day after that, we have got the Suzuki Homicide match at... No, that's not. That's Get Lost a Lot. Jesus Christ, there's so many GCW fucking shows. Let me see. Let me fucking see. We have got so much fucking stuff. There's a big weekend that's going to be happening. Not just the Nick Gage and John Moxley match, but there's also going to be a JCW show that weekend, and there's also going to be fucking, like, so much shit. If I can find it, it'd be helpful. Right, here we go. So this is the Fight Club weekend. So on Friday, October 8th at 8 PM, we've got Hybrid Wrestling Aces and Aces Low. On Saturday, October 9th at 2 PM, we've got JCW's Locked Up, and John Wayne fucking Murdoch's going to be a part of that, so fuck yeah. Obviously at night we've got Fight Club Gage against Moxley, which I imagine will probably be the biggest crowd in Showboat and GCW history. Then On Point Wrestling's motherfucking back on Sunday 10th at noon for Brain Trust 2. Good to see On Point Wrestling back. And then Sunday, October 10th, we have got GCW presents The Aftermath, and I believe that is with Suzuki and Jonathan Gresham. Not Suzuki and Homicide, that's a different show. Now we will move on to GCW is going to be back in Detroit on November 12th versus Horror Slam Pro. I believe we've got Alex fucking Jones, Jesus Christ, Alex Colon announced for that on the GCW side, and GCW is going to be in Chicago November 13th. It's not been officially announced anywhere aside from by Brett Lauderdale on a GCW Facebook live sale. It is November 13th, NGI fucking 6, so that'll be fucking awesome. And we will just have to say, what else do we have? This is this Friday. I will just go over the card for the Highest in the Room. This is in California at the Ukrainian Event Center. Where are we? Where is it? There we go. So, doesn't look like we've got many. I mean, we could have a death match. We've got Alex Colon against G Raver. I assume that'll be a death match. That'll be good. I remember the last time those two have fought each other. The last time they might have fought each other might have been the main event of TOS 4 when G Raver got hurt in the finals. Anyway, Akis Kogar against Ninja Mac. That'll be fucking awesome. Tony Deppins against Ron fucking Funches. That'll be an interesting thing. Hopefully Ron Funches doesn't like somehow pull out a victory against Tony Depp. Anyway, Chris Dickinson against Jacob Fatu. Minoru Suzuki against Jonathan Gresham. So who the fuck's he fighting at that other show? It doesn't matter. There's too many shows, there's too many things. We'll get to it at the time. Two Gold Scorpios against Effie. That'll be cool. Alex Crone, G Raver. Alex Zane is back from his horrible, disgusting time in WWE's 205 Live after being sacked after not giving the guy a chance. He's the fucking future, you fucking idiots. He's against Jordan Oliver. And we've got a 6-man tag team match. We've got Lucas Riley, Nick Wayne and Starboy Charlie, the young kids, against Second Gear Crew, AJ Mans and Matthew Justice. I feel so sorry for those young boys because they will get killed. And that is more or less all the GCW news. There's obviously 8,000 other GCW shows, but I'm not even going to talk about them until after this weekend. Now, we will move on to ICW No Holds Barred. We have got Deathmatch Circus updates. This is October 1st and 2nd at the F5 Wrestling compound in Fenton, Michigan. They have also now got new hoodies and fucking t-shirts on the website. Go and fucking pick them up quick. I have ordered both t-shirts and the black and red hoodie. The black and red hoodie is now all fucking sold out. Fucking crazy. So anyway, we've got night 1, the pit 4. Aaron Williams is going to be against Aaron O'Ryan. I'm not familiar with Aaron O'Ryan. I recognise the name, but I don't know if I've heard him. My fucking ears are fucked as well. I think I'm going death. Anyway, we've got night 2. This is NHB 19. We've got Eric Ryan against Sadika. What the fuck? My boy Eric Ryan against Sadika, the fucking king of the death matches against the queen of this shit. That's going to be awesome. Like, Sadika's against Mickey Knuckles and then Eric Ryan. Like, fuck yeah. Then we've got night 1. Again, NHB 18. The war between the Rejects and 440 continues as Satu Jin and John Wayne Murdoch are against the Bev and Eric fucking Ryan. Then we've got 3 more matches announced for night 1. We have got Tank versus fucking Justin Kyle. What the fuck? That'll be awesome. We've got Dale Patricks against Jeff King. Jeff King is returning to No Holds Barred. He was last meant to be at the showcase at NHB's Welcome to the Pawn, Farewell to the Pawn Shop against Neil Diamond Cutter. But obviously Tank stepped in, but now he is back. Jeff King is actually back wrestling, so that'll be fucking good. And pit 4 is Darren McCarthy, who is a hockey player who I'm not familiar with anyway, from Detroit, from a Detroit hockey team. Hockey is not my area of expertise. But he's against Brandon Kirk in the pit, so that'll be fucking crazy. But now we've got 6 matches for the pit already announced, and there's going to be 7 for each NHB show. So we have got 1 left for NHB 18 and 2 left for NHB 19, I believe. And we've also got a fucking ridiculous match announced for Deathmatch Horror Story. This is October 23rd at the motherfucking pawn shop in Port Richey, Florida. Is the Kirks, Casey and Brandon Kirk. The Kirks get all the fucking cool matches. Are against Colby Carino and motherfucking Jack Victory, who I loved Steve Carino in ECW when he won the title. That's my favourite ECW show. Everybody will say it's not the best. I really liked it. It's my one I've got the most nostalgia for. Was when Steve Carino won the world title in November to Remember 2000 in the Double Jeopardy with Sandman, Just Incredible and Jerry Lynn. But obviously Jack Victory was Steve Carino's manager. High spot, and I love Jack Victory. He seems like such a fucking nice, interesting guy, seeing him and Carino and that, do shoot interviews and everything. So Carino's son, Jack Victory against the Kirks. What the fuck? And, not to mention, there is now new shows have been announced by ICW No Holds Barred. On November 19th and Saturday, November 20th, the Pit 5 and NHB are coming to motherfucking Tennessee. So November 19th, 8 PM, the Pit 5, Chattanooga and Red Bank, Tennessee. TWE of Chattanooga, Red Bank, Tennessee. And then the 20th is the Inversion Circus Arts Center in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So NHB is on the road once again in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and that is the motherfucking hometown of Tank. And obviously Dan, the fucking Rev Wilson. So that's fucking awesome. Love fucking Tank. He'll need to be the fucking main event of both fucking shows. Give him fucking John Wayne Murdoch or Dale Patricks if he wins that fucking back. Or a rematch with fucking Neil Diamond. Anyway, that's fucking awesome. Love Tank. Love NHB. So that's NHB fucking... I mean, it's my favourite fucking company, and that'll be fucking sick. And do try and get those fucking t-shirts before they fucking run out. Now we will quickly go on to H2O, as we have the full card for Hustlemania. Where are we? I've got so many notes, but I've just got so many things just to write down. It's fucking ridiculous. Where are we? Hustlemania, Hustlemania, Hustlemania. There we go. So, we've got the main event, which is the 4-way cage match for the title. Chuck Payne, RSP the champion, Ron Matheson, Devin Moore. We've got Akis Kogar, Stairway to what? That looks like Stairway to Havoc. Stairway to Havoc match. Akis Kogar against Declan Grant. We've got the Hybrid Championship, Kennedy Copeland against Gregory Iron. We have got the Young Studs, the Bev and motherfucking Eric Ryan against WTF for the tag team titles. That's Falls Count Anywhere. We've got a fucking death match. That's probably the best match of the night. Jimmy Lyon is finally against Alex Colon, 1-on-1 in a death match, and Jimmy Lyon is basically saying to everybody, fucking bring as many fucking light tubes as humanly possible, so I can't fucking wait for that. Eddie Only is against Dan O'Hare. The show looks great. And Reed Walker's against Brandon Kirk. I believe that's a rematch from the last show. So that'll be fucking awesome. That's next Saturday, September 25th. on IWTV. I'll certainly be watching that fucking live. And H2O and FMWE's Destiny now has a motherfucking location. This is Sunday, October 31st, Halloween, the day after Tremont's Deathmatch tournament. It is at Trenton Thunder Ballpark at 1 Thunder Road. It is a baseball stadium. The capacity is 6,150. That's just in the stands. Obviously, it's wrestling. They'll have people round the ring. So, I mean, are we gonna maybe see like 10,000 people there? I don't know. I mean, even fucking 3,000-4,000 would be amazing for that. But it is Onita and Matt fucking Tremont. So who knows what that's gonna pull in? But I'll be fucking watching it live and Tremont's Deathmatch tournament. Now, another Deathmatch tournament. We have all the matches and all the entrants announced for it. Vicious Outcast Wrestling's Lords of Anarchy, which I've mentioned previously. This is going to be October 16th, bell time 8 PM, is at German Park and Turner Building in Indianapolis, Indiana. I believe that is the exact same place where we had Prince and King of the death matches. So, we have, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12-man deathmatch tournament. So, first of all, we've got Remington Roar, who's fucking showing up everywhere just now, is against Mickey Knuckles in a killer surprise death match. Neil Diamond Cutter is going to be against JJ Escobar in a fucking pricks death match. It looks like syringes and thumbtacks and cactuses and things. Bam Sullivan's against fucking Dysfunction. That'll be an interesting, probably first time match. Swing for the fucking fences death match. Raven Havoc is against Schlack. Oh dear, Raven Havoc, you're gonna die, son. In a heavy metal death match, gusset plates and chains and chairs and things. We have got Shane Mercer is against Sadika. That's a fucking match I never thought I'd see. Doorways to Hell match. And we've also got Alex Colon versus Eric fucking Ryan in an ultra-violent TLC. And we've got the semi-finals, and I'm just going to look these up online because the stipulations sound absolutely fucking mental. I believe this is the first show that they've done. This will be Lords of Anarchy 5, I think. 5. This is the first event since October 2018 that these people have done, so very interesting. Where are we? Vicious Outcast Wrestling. Try to be very, very professional, but there's so many fucking things to fucking check and look up. Right, where are we? Blah, 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 blah. Right, so we have got a three-way dance. This is the semi-finals. Pits of Madness, no rope barbed wire, no canvas, pits of gussets, pits of light tubes, pit covered in barbed wire, pits of bleach covered in panes of glass. Then we've got the next one, is the semi-final three-way match, Skinned Alive, no rope barbed wire, 2 razor blade boards, 2 light tube boards, gussets, saw blades, cheese graters instead of turnbuckles, panes of glass, light tubes scatter the aprons. Fucking hell. I'll lose my voice talking about this. In the finals, Light Tube Prison, the death penalty, 1-1 match. No turnbuckles, no canvas, no padding. Spiderweb barbed wire on all 4 sides. Hundreds of light tubes enclose the entire ring. Electrified light tubes in all 4 corners. Panes of glass and multiple contraptions outside the ring. So that is fucking Lords of Anarchy. That'll be fucking awesome. I do not believe it's going to be live on IWTV. It'll be a couple of days after it, but looking at the people who are in it, I mean, I'd like to see an Eric Ryan, Neil Diamond Cutter final. But fuck me, there's so many talented people in that. Fucking Alex Colon and Eric Ryan's fucking crazy anyway. And then AWR, this is the same venue, this is at 3 PM. AWR, this will be live on IWTV, I believe. October 16th, Southside Turners, blah blah blah, is Goddess of Death. We've got entrants for this so far. We've got Sadika, Ludark Shaitan, Mickey Knuckles, Randy West, and Nina Monet. So, I mean, I think it's probably going to be an 8-man women's deathmatch tournament in the afternoon, and then we've got Lords of Anarchy at night. Just annoying that they're both not live, but hey ho, what can you do? Then, Jesus Christ, getting to the end of this episode. Mexico, we've got the full lineup for the Mexicans, Zona 23's Raydel Deathmatch Mexico. And this is going to be, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-man deathmatch tournament. Jesus Christ, this is on October 10th. So, we've got Medio Extremo against Demus, Crazy King against Leviathan, Demordor against Sick Boy. This is on one side of the brackets. Other side, we've got Osiris and Siglope, Flystar and Ludicsing Extreme, and my handwriting's really bad. Warhead, who's a guy from Canada, Phoenix Kid and Joey Chaos. And I mean, if I was booking this, obviously we've got Medio Extremo and Cyclope on opposite ends, have them in the final. Please, it makes sense. But I mean, Warhead and Phoenix Kid going down there, that's pretty crazy. And finally, we go to Japan with FMWE's September Hell was held on September 12th. Onita beat Shadow WX, who was Mr. Pogo. This is 1-on-1. This time as opposed to being a 6-man tag, and I'll just look at the fucking stipulation for this because it looked fucking mental. So, we also had 2 matches. Joshi Current Blast Princess Tournament first round. Where are we? Dangerous Demon Stick Current Blast Mixed Tag Team. There's just so many fucking matches. Fucking hell. So we had Thakela against Akane Fujita. Then we also had a Joshi Blast Miss Mongol against Anne Shamu. And these were first round matches for a women's exploding title thing in FWE. We also had a Dangerous Demon Stick Current Blast Mixed Tag Team match. Jesus Christ, these stipulations. Abdullah Kobayashi and Ressa Serra against Sami Kodaka and Suzu Suzuki. That sounds interesting. And then the main event, Barbed Wire Current Blast, Current Blast Dangerous Demon Stick, and a Barbed Mine Blast Board Gunpowder Triple Hell Deathmatch. Jesus fuck. And Onita beat Mr. Pogo. Well, Shadow WX as Mr. Pogo. So, I mean, that sounds fucking interesting. They're basically just doing a big, massive, fucking crazy explode match every month, it seems. Mental. We go, I mean, I saw the Freedoms show, I saw the Freedoms matches, the Barefoot, Thumbtacks, Light Tubes, Kenz's match team, Junkasai and Yuki. That match was fucking awesome. A fucking shotgun dropkick into fucking Light Tubes, Thumbtacks all over Yuki's feet, Kenzen stuck in Junkasai's head, and the main event with Violento Jack against Takeda. Go out your way to fucking see those fucking matches. You can find them on Murder Death Kill Club. Like their Freedoms is compared to what just happened at Big Japan Wrestling. I'll just go over that. The Deathmatch Carnival 2 at the end of last month compared to Big Japan, it's like night and fucking day. They held Death Mania. This was on the 5th of September. It was at the how do you spell that? Nagoya International Conference Hall in front of 334 people. They had Ito and Ishikawa defeated Kimura and Tasakamoto in a light tube death match. It was okay, but I mean, in comparison to like Yuki and Kasai and Takeda and Violento Jack, it just wasn't really that good. And then we had the main event, which was a death match, Big Japan Deathmatch title TLC match. Yuki Miyamoto beat Drew Parker. Drew Parker's Big Japan Deathmatch title reign is over. He's still the GCW Ultraviolent champion, which means he might be coming back to America for like a little excursion or something. But I mean, that match was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. Tables, ladders, chairs. He gave him like a big fucking seated greeting from Asbury Park off the top of like the cage, the steel cage thing that they've got, the little one, through a table. That looked fucking sick, and then a moonsault, and he won. So Yuki's now, Miyamoto's now 3-time Big Japan Deathmatch champion. But a lot of people are annoyed saying, oh, Drew Parker deserved to hold the belt longer, which I agree with. I mean, maybe he's going to go on a little heel run, maybe he's going to go to America, I don't know. But when you compare Big Japan right now to Freedoms, it's like night and day. Freedoms is 1,000 times better than Big Japan. Big Japan's still good, but it's nothing on Freedoms. And that is us for this barn burner of an episode that took me fucking far too long to get out. There is going to be 3 music videos coming up in the next week. 2 for GCW, 1 for ICW Olds Barred, and I'll try and get all the ICW Olds Barred shows, Indianapolis and Texas, done before October. Anyway, this has been the News That Broke Glass, episode 23, and as we always say, no deathmatch, no life. Oh yeah, before I fucking go, my girlfriend also made me a fucking ICW Olds Barred cake, which is right fucking here. Thank you.